bonus for them. What's happening, YouTube? You're in the building with Team Life Games. It's Muchella in the middle. It's Larry on the other end. And look what we got coming through. Special guest that came through.
Oh, there he is.
Oh,
yeah. Turn your volume down, brother. Turn your volume down a little bit. Can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, joining the desk is my boy T. Hit me on Instagram. We do Friday with Friends. He wants to come through, drop us a little bit of that knowledge. My brother, tell the people about you, how they can find you, and what got you to come to this show on Friday.
Shoot, man. What's up, y'all? Same thing to get me come every Mondays and Wednesdays, man. I love what y'all got going on, man. I do the same thing. I got a podcast, the Anything Zone, on all streaming. You know,
nice.
And I'm usually in the comments, just giving my 1-2-1-2 in. You know, definitely usually poking at Jay's Wi-Fi or hollering at my man.
He's got a cracking now. Jay's got a cracking
now. He in the building.
Jay ready now.
Popping now. He's popping now.
Yeah, he popping now. Y'all can't talk about my man Wi-Fi no more. The only problem is I see you got all this Philly mess in your background, man. Don't tell me you're an Eagles fan.
You most definitely. Most definitely.
Damn.
I understand.
You know, it's hard to be an Eagles fan because you have to get used to losing. You know? You have to get used to losing at like pivotal times. Like they will have a great season and then tank the postseason. So you just have to get used to it.
But here's what they do.
It's one of them things where if you bleed it, you bleed it. You know.
And this is all I care about. I hate a team in your division so bad. And when I say
Cowboys.
hate, you already know.
I hate
as long as y'all give them some sweet chin music. I'm good. I'm good. You know, I hate them with a passion. I don't know how they got to be America's team, but as long as y'all keep kicking them in the teeth, we good with that. We good with it. So y'all ready to dive on into this? Let me shout out the people. Sloppy Ninja, I love that name, by the way. Rewind that done came through and showed me some love, y'all. If I had a rewind button, I would rewind it. Young Slim 9 done came through, my boy Alex. So what we're going to cover tonight, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of stuff happened this week. Of course, we're going to talk about The Chi, give some predictions. Of course, we're going to talk about Power, give some predictions. But then we got news stories to talk about too. We're going to talk a little bit about Simone Biles pulling out of the Olympics. Larry wanted to discuss that. And I got a special story just for Muchella about a rich doctor who didn't know his hot wife that he found on the street was an escort, and he divorced her ass. He said, hell to the no. I'm not fooling with you like that. And then last but not least, we got to talk about Disney, Scarlett Johansson. I pretty much know Larry's going to probably side with me on this one, but I'm interested to see what my panel got to say. So let's go ahead and dive on into it. So since you are the guest, you get to pick what story we do first. So what story you want to talk about first?
I mean, we can start with the Disney, man. I got a little money in Disney, so I definitely like Scarlett want to get her money.
Okay. Hey, look, I got a lot of shares in Disney too. So the special guest has chosen, and we're going to go straight to the Scarlett Johansson story. So if you didn't know,
I'm just going to go ahead and say he has chosen well.
Yeah, he did good. He did good. He did real good on that one. Here's a little recap of what has gone down this week with Scarlett Johansson, why she's suing Disney, what Disney had to say as a rebuttal. Take a look at this.
For a full decade, Scarlett Johansson was among the most visible stars of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The arrival of the Black Widow during Iron Man 2 marked one of Marvel's earliest earnest swings at extended big-screen world-building, and her presence in more than half a dozen further MCU entries made her synonymous with the biggest film franchise of a generation. So it goes without saying that it came as a shock when on July 29, 2021, Johansson filed a lawsuit against her former employers at Disney. The complaint, filed in Los Angeles Superior Court, sees one of the highest-grossing movie stars of all time going head-to-head with the world's biggest movie studio. Per statements from the actress's attorneys, the case could be the tip of the iceberg for future legal action, her lawyer said in a statement reported on by the Wall Street Journal. This will surely not be the last case where Hollywood talent stands up to Disney and makes it clear that whatever the company may pretend, it has a legal obligation to honor its contracts. So what caused Johansson to go gunning for the House of Mouse? That depends on who you ask. Disney would likely argue that it all comes down to an impossible-to-realize contract in the face of unprecedented industry turmoil. From the Black Widow star's perspective, it's a cut-and-dry case of being denied her rightfully promised compensation. 2020 was nobody's favorite year, and it hit the entertainment industry with one punch after another. Entire release slates were pushed back a year or more, with drastic action being taken to try and turn movies into Scrooge McDuck money pools before they got too dusty sitting on the shelf. Warner Brothers shot as wide as possible, announcing a full 12-month span of flicks debuting simultaneously on HBO Max and in whatever theaters were open at the time. Meanwhile, Disney took a less dramatic approach, releasing a select few big-budget pictures in theaters and on Disney Plus for an extra fee. Mulan, Cruella, and a few more flicks all got the Disney Plus treatment between September of 2020 and May 2021. In theory, this measure would help to maintain a premium on new releases and keep profits flowing, while the film industry took a minute and recovered from getting its bell rung. In a simple world, this might seem like a reasonable solution to a laundry list of problems, but life is what happens when you're making other plans, especially plans that don't take into account a major movie star's shrewdly negotiated cut of that sweet, sweet gross. According to the complaint filed on behalf of Johansson, her contract for 2021's Black Widow involved a payday linked to the film's box office performance. Unfortunately for Johansson, Black Widow has performed historically poorly for a Marvel movie, with Box Office Mojo estimating that the picture has pulled in roughly $320 million during its first 3 weeks in theaters. Comparatively, Ant-Man and the Wasp made nearly twice as much 3 years ago. By the reckoning of Johansson and her representation, this development comes as the result of Disney's decision to release Black Widow simultaneously in theaters and as a premium streaming offering. According to the suit, this decision was made in a deliberate attempt to deprive Johansson of her contractually guaranteed earnings. The complaint alleges Disney intentionally induced Marvel's breach of the agreement without justification in order to prevent Ms. Johansson from realizing the full benefit of her bargain with Marvel. This won't mark the first time that studios and talent have butted heads over the response to the COVID-19 pandemic. In May, Bloomberg reported that Emily Blunt and John Krasinski sought financial compensation after Paramount shortened the theatrical release window of A Quiet Place Part 2 from 90 days to 45. Disney reps have yet to comment on the lawsuit.
Well, Disney did comment, and I'll go ahead and let our guest speak on it first. And then I'll quote y'all what Disney had to say. So, special guest, what do you think about the whole situation?
I mean, straight up and down, Disney wrong. They trying to recoup some pandemic lost money from anywhere they can. So, business-wise, I get it. But, I mean, you even just because the movie wasn't all that, you get a girl of money, man. Stop trying to cut corners, you know. It's one of them things where, you know, when somebody owes you money, but then they want to say, here, take your little funky $5. It wasn't funky when you gave it to me. I gave it to you. So, you know, I just feel like Disney's just trying to cut corners and recoup, you know, which a lot of people, AMC, whoever, they're trying to recoup a lot of that COVID pandemic money anywhere they can, all the while bringing in subscribers and getting our dollars.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good one. Big Larry,
jump on deserves their money. I mean, they shouldn't have did it like that, period.
Mm-hmm. Big Larry, jump on in there.
I will say I am willing to put money on it that there is something in that contract that allows Disney to do exactly what they did. Like Disney didn't just go ahead and say, "Oh, screw her," and we're going to go ahead and release this out on streaming and blah blah. Nah, there was something in that contract. Like all it takes is one word that says, like, she'll get such and such percentage of the participation if, you know, there is a theatrical release.
Larry, here's the word. Here's the word they love to use that usually don't happen. Mitigating circumstances.
There you go. There you go. And you're gonna be hard pressed to find a court in this country that's not gonna say that COVID-19 and this global pandemic has not been mitigating circumstances. So the problem is with Disney is they didn't do what Warner Brothers did. What Warner Brothers did may have pissed off the producers and the actors, but they did it with the perfect timing so that everybody that was seeing it was like, this is HBO and Warner Brothers showing mad love during the pandemic, because they did that like right as it kicked off, and people were like, man, I'm not going to be able to go to the movies. I'm bored as hell. This shit sucks. And then all of a sudden they came out, was like, boom, we're releasing this whole year's lineup for you because we don't want you to sit at home bored. We want you to have good entertainment. And people were all about them. So at that point, the actors, the producers, anybody that came out against it looked like just complete a-holes. And so Disney didn't do that. If Disney would have come out at the same time, right after literally right after Warner Brothers would have dropped that, if Disney would have came out and said, they did the responsible thing for the pandemic, we're doing the same thing. We're going to release our entire lineup for 2021 out, out there on streaming on Disney Plus. It would have pissed some people off, but they wouldn't have had a leg to stand on, because as soon as they would have stood up and said, this is crazy, you going to do this when the theaters are open, people would have been like, you know what, you greedy ass trick. We don't care about your participation. The world's in the middle of a pandemic. Just shut up and let us watch our entertainment. But they didn't do that. They waited till the theaters opened back up and then did this half and half model. And it's not looking good for either one of them, to be honest with you. I mean, you have ScarJo who's up there talking about, I want my participation money, and Disney's coming out talking about, we already paid her $20 million, and she's complaining about participation money in the middle of a pandemic. So basically what she's saying is she wants all of you to go risk your lives in the theater so that she can make more money. That's basically what she's saying, because when you look at how much people watched on streaming, they released the streaming numbers because they were impressive. Disney doesn't release streaming numbers. They never have done that before. They only did it this time because they wanted to show you this whole day and date thing can work, and we're showing you that it can work. So I think she's looking bad right now because, I mean, let's just be real. She's beautiful and she's rich. That's a combination that most people are not going to feel sorry for at all. Well, they're going to be like, oh, poor baby, poor beautiful Scarlett Johansson, who already made $20 million and wants probably $20 million more. I mean, I'm not saying that if she had it in her contract, I'm not saying it's right Disney screwing her, but she's not going to she's not going to win this in the court of public opinion. And I bet you she won't win it in a court of law either.
Okay, Moochie, I'm going to pass it to you, but let me read what Disney had to say. And shouts out to Buzz703, who says Scarlett Johansson is a hottie. I'm glad she's not going after her due monies. Well, she's trying, brother. She's trying. She's trying. Moochie, this is what Disney had to say in a scathing remark. Disney reacted fiercely to the suit, bringing the pandemic into the argument and revealing Scarlett Johansson's salary for Black Widow in the process. There is no merit whatsoever to this filing. The lawsuit is especially sad and distressing, and its callous disregard for the horrific and prolonged global effect of COVID-19 pandemic. Disney has fully complied with Moochie Johansson's contract, and furthermore, the release of Black Widow on Disney Plus with Premier Access has significantly enhanced her ability to earn additional compensation on top of the $20 million she already received. So the lawsuit, Moochie, as I understand it, was that she was upset because she wasn't getting the extra revenue that she would get from the thing being widely served just in the movies. And I was reading that one of the reasons she's getting mad with them is because they're withholding the funds for the streaming, which she looks at it like this. It's a release, whether it's in the movie theater or in the streaming. So I want them coins from the streaming too. But Disney's not giving up the coins from the streaming. They only giving up the extra coins to her from what's in the movie.
But they're not the same thing. Contractually, they're not the same thing. You have theatrical releases and you have ancillary releases. So that ancillary stuff is going to include VOD, streaming, DVD sales, all of that.
Okay. So Moochie, what you think?
My question is this: did she file a lawsuit after Disney put the numbers out?
They said she filed a lawsuit 29th. So yeah, it's after.
Yeah, so she saw that. She was like, "Oh, I want my money. Oh, hey, I'm supposed to get that."
Well, she's supposed to get a bonus.
Cut from the movie theater, but the streaming thing is a whole different thing. But in her head, she thinking that's us.
So
I feel like with this, she did it. Maybe somebody told her to take a shot at it and see what happened. Mm-hmm. But some people don't read everything that's in their contracts like that.
You would expect someone like her to have people on the team, lawyers that go through the contract with a fine-tooth comb.
I'm sure some lawyer was saying, I wouldn't do that if I was you.
And and think about this too, more context, and I'm gonna get my guest back in here. This contract was signed years ago when wasn't nobody thinking about a pandemic.
No pandemic. Yeah.
Wasn't nobody thinking about
this is like, what do they call it? An act of God? Like one of those things.
Okay, so guess, now that I've given you more context, what do you think? You still feel the same way?
I mean, like I said, business-wise, like Larry, I agree with Larry. They knew certain power words to get up out of this deal, and they also knew the movie wasn't going to sell like they thought it was going to sell. So they wanted to recoup as much as they can through the pandemic, through the streaming and whatnot. But you knew they were doing dirty when they released how much she made. You don't do that about you don't talk about nobody's money, So they did that to get like a court of public opinion against her. She got 20 mil, 10 mil. She should be happy with that. Hey, if I need 20 mil and 0.5, give me my 0.5.
But here's the problem with that. We have been so conditioned in this country to always think that the person, when we hear, because a lot of people ain't millionaires. Let's just keep this thing real. And when you hear actresses and athletes complaining to the owners and organizations about they want more money, you should also take a side eye at the owner who is making hand over fist money that the actress and the owners ain't making. And Disney is the biggest movie studio in the world making money hand over fist. Yes. However, if she signed that contract and that contract only said theatrical release, if that's the wording in the contract, I don't see these business-friendly courts in the United States siding with her. I don't. Because if they do, every actor who's acted and done a movie in the last 2 years is going to be suing. Every one of them. It's going to be a precedent.
Couldn't it have been a thing where she didn't look at the streaming? Like it was no conversation about the streaming and whatnot. You told me strictly it was going to be theaters so I can reap that benefit. Once you start bringing
if this contract was signed years ago, I don't even think Disney Plus was around then.
So that's what he's saying. He's saying that gives her legal team leeway to say
she might have a chance to it. She gonna get some money out of that streaming.
Nah, I can tell you right now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm some sort of expert, but when I was in grad school and we were going through our entertainment law classes, one of the things that you see in these contracts that they put in there is all formats, current and what I forgot the exact terminology, but it's all current. It's all platforms and media and formats today and in the future for all eternity through perpetuity. They use language to such that it doesn't matter if 5 years or 20 years from now they create a way that you can implant this stuff in your brain. They're saying they own the rights to it and they are going to be able to profit off of it. So since she probably only had the theatrical release stuff, Disney's probably saying like, look, there was nothing in the contract saying that it had to be, that this thing had to be only a theatrical release. It could be a theatrical and streaming and VOD and DVD, whatever at the same time. But because of the time frame, no, it was in no one's interest at that time to release to anything other than theatrical only. So it probably just didn't make any sense to put it in the contract, except if you're Disney and you're looking forward because as a company, you've been working on Disney Plus didn't come up overnight. They knew they were working on it. And so they knew their lawyers need to put stuff in there that was going to protect them when the event that this came up. And I mean, we all know how Hollywood works. They don't want to mess around and not ever work with Scarlett Johansson again. So I'm sure what's going to happen is they're going to simply say, hey, let's sit down and work this out. You get your overpriced CAA agents together with our corporate lawyers. They sit in the room and they say, look, how about we give ScarJo another movie or two deal? Normally she would make, 10 million, like she may make 20 for Marvel, but she may make 10 for this movie. How about we pay her 15 for the next two movies to make up what she would have got? And then they say, okay.
They're going to settle. They're probably going to settle with her somehow, some way.
I agree.
This ain't going to go all the way to the court. And I'm going to give y'all one more piece of information because this brought up a huge debate on CNBC. And they trotted out this guy right here. He's the CEO of Comcast. And I'm going to tell you what he said. He's talking about how we're going to this more hybrid method of movies in the theater and they're streaming at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a lot of people who are completely against that, completely against it. And I don't understand it. I'm going to tell you why. And this guy basically backed me up on my thought process. He said him and his wife love to go to theatrical movies, but then there are times they want to stay home. And he said over the last 20 years, get this, over the last 20 years, him and his team have built theatrical experiences in people's homes over the last 10 years for 35 million people so that instead of going to the movies, when these movies hit, they can watch them in their damn home.
Yeah.
Okay. Why should that type of service only be selected for the ultra rich? Well, it used to be, and it's not no more because of streaming technology. So he's saying he's all for the hybrid model. It shouldn't hurt the actors because when you stream it at home, you slap a premium up there that makes it more expensive than going to the movie. And you can still do the same thing. And you might even get more revenue that way because people are not going to go to the theater. They're just going to stay at home. Now, I'm going to pass this to my guest again. How do you feel about that?
Say it again.
How do you feel about what this guy said in terms of streaming and going to the movie theaters?
I mean, in theory, he's right. I mean, the future is about technology, true. But I mean, come on, bro. You're the owner, you're the CEO of Comcast. Obviously, it would behoove you to get people to do streaming. I mean, you're going to get the bottom line of that. So, in theory, yes. But realistically, you can't just subjugate everyone to that. You just can't do that. That's not fair, and it's basically alienating the people who want to get back to the old natural, the old normal, which is ridiculous, but still, that thing is a cop out to make money like you used to make money off of movies, but keep more of it in your purse because you offer the streaming. You're offering and you're selling the place to go and the movie. Like you're getting me on both sides of the candle. So obviously he's gonna feel in that way.
So let me ask you this, then I'll pass it to Moochie. You don't feel like that empowers the consumer? Because the consumer, if you want to go to the theater, it's still there for you to go. But if you want to stay home and watch it, you can, but you just got to pay a premium.
I feel like that it weakens the product so more or less. You know what I mean? It's, for instance, just like the Space Jam. My kids wanted to go to the movies due to the hectic schedule and whatnot. We end up watching it at home. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not saying that we wanted to do that. Like, I wanted to go back out. I'm vaccinated. I wanted to take my kids to the movies, but because of the convenience, we lost that thrill of going to the theater because it was so readily available. Okay. And it's one of the things, like I said, you're going to get the money regardless, but hey, you're taking away, you're weakening the product. You're cutting the product too much, putting too much baking soda in it.
Oh, you talking about Snowflow? What y'all doing?
No. Ladies and gentlemen, our other guest has arrived. This is Struggle Reviews. We glad to see you. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Man, this panel just keeps getting better looking every time, man.
Thank you, Larry. I got a haircut. Thank you. Thank you, my brother. I cut my hair the other day. I said I'm gonna go with the scruffy beard for the winter. I appreciate that, my brother. I appreciate
it. We got Moochie all the time with her new hairstyles and eyeshadow popping. Nita comes through. We have new struggle review TV. I mean, I'm just telling you, Miss K.
I miss Nita tonight. Hey, Nita, wherever you are.
Oh Lord, have mercy. Then we've got Miss K. We just got a rolling panel going on here now. So Miss Struggle Review, we're going to bring you in on the next subject. Okay. And we'll go ahead and move to that subject. Please leave us your comments about Scarlett Johansson, the Disney suit, and when we get some final something that happens, we'll let you guys know.
You know what, Lamont? I did want to say one other thing about what Disney did when they released the amount of money that they paid her. I think what they might have done sort of unintentionally, and maybe intentionally, is probably revealed that she might be the highest paid female actor in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. Because as far as I know, I think it's only the men that have been making $20 million a film. So for her to have made that probably puts her up there as the highest paid female actor in Hollywood right now.
Last year, do you guys know who was the highest paid last year for the first time ever? No. Black woman, Viola Davis.
Oh, okay.
What did she make?
I don't know what she made per movie, but she made the most out of anybody in Hollywood. She made somewhere like $80 million.
Yeah, see that you're talking about a cumulative amount from all of her different projects. Yeah, I'm thinking about just one. Yeah, I'm thinking about just one single project.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Miss Struggle Reviews, we've got a couple of other subjects, and we'll let you take your pick on it. So what we got left is we're making predictions for The Chi. We're making predictions for Power, the next episode. Okay. We also are going to talk about Simone Biles and pulling from the Olympics. And last but not least, we had a charismatic, high-earning doctor who finds out that his wife was an escort, and he's divorcing her. Take your pick. Which one you want?
That's so much. Well, I'm definitely not gonna pick The Chi because I don't watch The Chi. Oh. But I'm just now getting into the whole Power Kanan situation, so I'll be down for making predictions on that.
All right.
Here we go.
Get it cracking.
Here we go. Yes, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got over 100 in the building. Please subscribe, comment. Please go check out Miss Struggle Reviews. Check out her channel. Check out my man T. He's got a podcast, and we're here to represent all of our good creators as best we can.
Thank
you. Let's look at that Power trailer, and then we'll pick it apart. And we'll start with you, Miss Struggle.
Oh man. Okay, let's go.
We need a bigger move. Some shit we can grow into.
You help me, I'll help you with my mom.
I want you to tell me the truth, Kanan. Did you know that Dee was shot Buck?
What's been keeping you from me? Please don't tell my dad.
Every cop and criminal in this city knows that Malcolm Howard holds it the fuck down.
Malcolm Howard. So, Miss Struggle Reviews, how do you see the next episode playing out?
I saw everything. The main person I was looking at was Marvin. Marvin is who I've been watching just as much as I've been watching Rock. Marvin is the problem. Like, what? He already had his little button situation with the snow bunny happening. He was flirting a little too hard.
Wait, golly, Lord, Miss Struggle.
He flirting too hard. He practically asked her to go steady.
I see Marvin straight up, I'm like waiting for them to be in the bed and the episode coming on. Like, yeah, baby, you don't need them. You can run this all by yourself. Like, I can, huh? I'm waiting on that. Like, I'm waiting on the pillow talk. Like, he is the problem. Like, well, he's not so much the problem, but when they had that moment back at the table where right before he murdered the little kid, little D, and they decided to speak in code, even though I'm like, your brother is sitting there. And he's like, what's going on? Like, just have your party. I'm like, y'all speaking in code in front of him? Yeah. Like, they don't let him in as much as, she lets in the younger brother. Like, he's outside of the loop. And I just feel like it's something. That whole, you help me and, I'll help you with my mom. Something's going on with Marvin, and I can't wait to see it because he never misses the opportunity to miss the opportunity.
Man, look at her. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a YouTuber when they quote him from the show, and she went verbatim. He never missed the opportunity to miss the opportunity.
He ain't gonna miss it. He gonna fuck it up. I was gonna say that.
All right, Moochie, jump on in there. The streets is watching you, Moochie.
Look, didn't I say that the Snow Bunny is gonna be a problem for Rock?
You said,
and she's right with me. Struggle.
We see.
She's right with me with that.
Oh,
where I want them to have that fight. That's all. I'm gonna say that again. I know we not supposed to talk about, it, but I want Rock and her to get it in.
See, that's all Moochie want. That's what Moochie in for. Moochie just want to see the Snow Bunny get her ass beat. Now,
I don't want to see that fight, but I'll take it if it's in slow motion and it's raining. And
you wanted to be like the whole little wet T-shirt thing.
We tried to see Cookie and Boo Boo Kitty. We tried to get one of them.
Oh my God!
I think it's gonna be one of those.
My question is this: do y'all think that he's gonna try to go at Unique, Kanan, and Marvin?
At some point in time, probably they're gonna do something stupid.
So Kanan, because he's like feeling like he needs to prove himself, and Mom, I think she's like, it's too much. She's like looking for respect and have this whole decorum in the game. I'm like, no, do you see him? He is grimy. It's like we want to body everybody. We catching bodies. Streets want answers. I'm like, okay, yeah, he is. I think prior to the kid ever getting shot, he was gonna come at her sideways anyway. Like he made like I want all the corners. Like, girl, do what you need to do. I don't understand why she's holding back and not just really going for it. And I think Kanan might beat her to the punch and like really go for it.
Larry, jump on in there, but the picture I'm gonna give you, Larry, I'm gonna give you this.
Oh. Not him again. Not him again.
So, Larry, if you make a prediction about him, I 100% guarantee you'll be right.
Oh my goodness! I'll tell you right now, he may be dead, but he's happy.
Oh my God! Yeah. I don't know, bro. I mean, I don't think there's no way you can get shot and be happy in that moment. I don't care what happens.
I feel you on that. I think people keep underestimating Marvin, and I think they're going to do so at their own peril. You know, he may not have been the best dude to lead that organization, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's dumb, you know? And I think he just has a different mindset. He wants to have fun. He wants to be able to, he seems like he's of that mind. Like, if I have all this money and all this, all this status, I want to use it and enjoy it. I don't want to just be all undercover with it. And that doesn't necessarily work when you're a drug dealer, I imagine, because people know where to find you. They come looking for you. Where Rock is much more just on the DL with everything. Yeah. But I think that they keep everyone. I know, and I've quoted them too, the whole never miss an opportunity to miss an opportunity. We've all keep that stands out in our mind, but we also have to remember the rest of the stuff that Kanan said about his uncle, which is that dude was a straight up G and was very, very loyal. And we can't forget the rest of what he talked about doing that. So I don't think we can sleep on Marvin just because he's sort of silly and goofy, but he does love that. He does seem to like that Tony chick, because man, he practically asked her to go together. They were up there, out there. She gave him a little kiss on the cheek. It was like, you're my girl now.
I mean, damn, they didn't even check boxes, Larry. Do you love me? Do you like me? Won't no box checking. It was just
kiss him. The box was that white boy's face when he punched it.
Good point.
Does anybody feel like the show is a little predictable so far?
Extremely.
Thank you.
Go ahead, jump on in there, T. It's your turn.
Sure it wasn't just me. Like, all right. Well, anyway, the first episode, it was giving me Get Rich or Die Trying earlier, so it took me a minute because he was like, South Side Jamaica Queens, grandma. Right. You going to the grandma? Mom's a drug dealer. I was like, 50 Cent. I was like, okay, no, this is still that, but. By the second episode, when we really got into, the streets want answers, we need a body. I'm like, okay, well, they're not going to take Kanan. The only, next person to take is the D character. I don't like being able to guess those things. Like, I need some surprises. Like, everything is getting really predictable. Like, I really felt Omar Epps being a questionable, shady cop type situation. Like, I felt all of that. I'm like, I need to, play the guessing game sometimes. It's still early. So I'm still expecting a little bit more, but everything so far has been really predictable and what I would expect from a show like this. Not that it is entertaining.
You see what happens, Lamont? See, you bring struggle reviews on here. She's up here cute with the glasses and the lip gloss popping, and she said the same thing I said like 2 weeks ago in the comment section. Filleted me. Well, if you don't like the show, then why do you watch it? Yeah, they got all rah in their feelings, and I was like, I already know how the story started because they showed it. We know how it ends.
Yeah,
and now I feel like we know what's in the middle too.
With the guessing game and keeping us interested because we know when he died. So we have so much to get up to that. So it needs to be really interesting. I'm just not I was very shocked at the way that they're portraying the Omar Epps character. I thought he would have a little bit more presence. It's still episode 2, but he's just like in and out. I'm not getting anything from him. It's just the show is lacking a little bit. But if anything, I'm holding on for Miss Rock, the Patina Miller character. I'm very much interested in what she has to bring. I've never seen her in anything prior to this, as well as the newcomer, Mekhi Curtis, the young guy playing Kanan. That's 50 Cent's son. I don't care what nobody say. That's his long lost kid. Like, they're bringing a lot that would keep me interested, even if things are predictable.
T, jump on in there. And might I say, if y'all feel like this is predictable, there's always Tyler Perry Studios for y'all.
Oh no. Lord, here you go, man. Here you go. Here you. I have about 10,000 other shows on Netflix I can watch first.
Exactly. I mean, I honestly believe it's one of those series where it's basically a lot of character analysis. You know, they're just giving you a lot of backstory. You know, with what we are filling in holes that we kind of already speculated on. We always wanted to know why Kanan became Kanan, but now we see he's really a mixture of the two uncles and the mom. You know, his style is kind of like Lulu. You remember when Kanan first got out? First thing he did was got fresh. You know, Lulu stayed fresh. You know what I mean? He know how to talk to the ladies. So you see how he went either he like Lulu or the Uncle Marvin. You know, Marvin. He's just fighting out there, but he's still calling the white girl his boo thing, and she was just about to want to kill Rock, you know. And part is kept, Marvin may be the secret way back into the club, you know. Rock got so much rah gangster in her, she don't even have that no kind of finesse in it, you know. And I just basically see all three of those characters inside of Kanan, you know. And we already know we already got the word on about as far as his dad or who his stepdad, whatever he was a street guy. So he's going to learn the scheming and the wheeling and the dealing, but he's also learning the finesse. He's also learning the cutthroatness. His best friend was killed for a murder that he supposedly did, you know? And then you can still see when he got out of jail, he was kind of naive and green about how Ghost and Tommy business was moving so well and fast. So you can see why he's so green. He's always been quick to do something without knowing what's up. You know, we see the finished product, but the early on Kanan, he was just flying up the handle, shooting up blocks that you mama done gave away. What's wrong with this guy? You know?
Speaking of Ghost, is anybody, because I haven't watched it, it's been hard for me to watch other people's reviews. Is anybody getting Ghost off of the bartender?
Yeah, we predicted that's Ghost's daddy.
But I don't think that's his father.
I don't think it is either.
That's
just when he got to talking about businesses and high rises, I was like, this feeling real Ghost.
I mean, I do think Symphony is whatever his name is. He is hiding something. He might be undercover.
Thank you.
You know,
thank you.
He's too cool. He knows too much.
When he was like, you know, I'm gonna go, when she went to his house for dinner, I was like, this real nice for him to be a little student, you know, working in a bar like this lavish. Like, what kind of money you got? But
and why is he so comfortable around these type of individuals? What is your background?
I think he's from the streets. I think he just decided to go to school. I think he's from, because when she asked him, when she first met him, and she said, I do some things people aren't comfortable with, he said, if it doesn't scare you, it doesn't scare me. You know? I think that's just who he
but
is.
Larry, if a woman run up on you who's in the drug game, are you going to tell her, well, if it doesn't scare you, it doesn't scare me, and then you're going to still sleep with her?
I'm going to tell her that I'm married, but I'm flattered by the attention, and have a nice day.
Thank you. Exactly. That's what he could have said. He could have said, my name married, even though I'm lying, and have a nice day. But Moochie, I got to get you in on this one because we've seen this in the trailer. Is our girl Jukebox about to catch a body with this Luigi-looking MFer right here?
Yeah, I think she is.
What?
I think she was like boosting because she sells the stuff in the city or whatever, and I think she gonna catch a body this way. Either the guy gonna try to rough her up or something, and it's gonna go left.
And do you think this conversation she having with Rock is gonna be her coming out that she's lesbian?
I think she's gonna tell her she has somebody, but I don't think she's gonna fully disclose everything yet.
Okay.
I don't think she thinks of herself as a lesbian yet. I think she's still struggling with her sexual identity.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's what I like the most.
She knows about D
so far, that she's just not the typical just one note, just I like that they didn't like really butch her up or throw it in her face like, oh, she likes girls, so we have to portray her this way. Like she's more so in the in crowd. Like it's like I think we're gonna go like on a journey of self-discovery with her, more so than her just flat out sneaking around. Like it's gonna be a grower type situation. I'm looking forward to that because they like to make gay characters one note all the time and not give them a lot of dimension.
Excuse me, coming over here trying to make the channel all clean, talking about multi-dimensions and all kinds of big words that we don't know.
What you mean? I thought twice about getting on here. I was like, they all professional, I be talking mess on my channel.
I still don't think anybody appreciates my theory that D-Wiz is 2-Bit's daddy.
What?
I think that first nut was productive.
Wow.
I think that last nut, I think that was productive, and I think the homegirl's pregnant, and that's 2-Bit's. I think that's two. I think D-Wiz is 2-Bit's daddy.
Oh wow.
See, he think that homeboy let off so right in that woman that it broke the condom.
The struggle was real in that bathroom.
But honestly, I do feel that they are following a power blueprint, so to speak, with every show. Similar to way like the Friday series is, they got like the same kind of problem, the same kind of thing that they got to figure out every show or every season, I should say. They're following the same kind of blueprint. A family who's in the game, they trying to look like that's not what they're doing. Somebody may be a little bleeding into the safe zone. It's all kind of the same, just different time period, different characters.
Exactly, 100%. Struggle review, I'm going to ask you one more thing, and then we'll conclude the power talk. Can we trust this cop who's got a family history of PD in her blood?
No.
She's a new sex.
Not the new sex. Oh,
man. T, get it. T, you've been watching my videos, haven't you? No. You get it. That's exactly what I said. She's going to be a snake. She is going to be a snake, and she's going to be a better snake than Sax.
She's going to be a snake in turn with, the Omar Epps detective. How is that going to go? Because he's a snake also. So
that's what I'm saying. I think she's going to be a thorn in his side.
I think she's going to get murked. Let me just put that out there because she's going to try to undercut, like, you're not doing stuff properly, because you already see that she's trying to, when he got shot and she was picking up the bullets, like, why did you pick that up? That gun's long, and the river now, like, this is on the low totem pole as far as detective work is concerned. Like, this is street stuff. Nobody cares about this. Girl, you need to take this to the captain. No, none of that. Like, I feel like she gonna get got. She's out. She's gone already. She don't.
Wait a minute.
I don't think she's about to get killed, but I think she's about to get. I think she's gonna have to get a little bit dirty because she's gonna see what Omar X is doing, and she's going to have to get a little dirty to do her job, but not so much that she's going to be a dirty cop. I think in every show you have these dirty cops, and then you have one that's good because you have to keep somebody on the good side. If everyone's bad, you just don't care about anybody. And I think she's going to be that one good cop that's out there still trying to get stuff done.
Larry, does that look like the face of good? Hell no. She's going to start out good. This is how they're going to do her story arc. She's going to start out good. She's green right now. She's already green. And when she sees how crooked your boy is and that she's not getting any help from the police force, that's going to turn her into a character who's flawed because they want to do what's right, but they got to get dirty. And at that point, she's going to get dirty. And she could be 3 times better of a character than Sax because she's a woman.
I think she's going to be okay. I think she's going to be a good cop.
Go for it, Moochie.
I feel like she's gonna be a thorn in Malcolm's side.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna have to take her out.
He's gonna. I don't know about that, but I know that I feel like she comes. They already mentioned that she comes from a family line of police. Mm-hmm. So I think they're gonna have like a family dinner, and they're gonna tell her what she needs to do to get on her job, to get involved with this case.
Okay.
And she might develop into being a character that's gonna be similar to Sax, but I think she's gonna be a by the book type of cop. She might cut some corners, but I think she's gonna pretty much be a cop that's by the book.
Oh, okay. So
could Malcolm be Sax?
I'm sorry?
Could Malcolm be the Sax?
Well, I feel like he's playing both sides.
He already crooked.
I feel like he's playing both sides.
I want to know why he's so adamant about him being on the throne. I think it's more than him just being another male. Like, I want to know what's the pressure to be put on. Like, I'm gonna make sure you're in that spot. I felt like it was. I'm like, is this your brother? Like, why are you?
I mentioned that at our last
Rock broke up when they were in high school.
What you think, Moochie?
Remember, I said I feel like when they killed off the other guy from High Top from snitching, and Unique's brother's doing life.
That's right.
I think he was supposed to automatically take charge, and they didn't think Rock was gonna step in and step up. They thought she was just gonna back away from this and basically be the widow and go somewhere in the corner crying, and that's that. Yeah. But she hit the ground running once this happened.
Everybody in power run. Tariq.
That's why I mentioned it.
Everybody running. Good conversation, y'all. Good one. Real good one. Moochie, I'm going to let you pick the next subject. By the way, we've got over 130 in the building. Please be sure to subscribe to everybody's channel, Struggle Reviews. My boy T, the hot boy, he has a podcast. We'll get all the links and put them in the description so that you can go and join these great creators. So, Moochie, what you want next? We've got The Shy, we've got Simone Biles, and we got Dr. Escort is what I'm calling him.
I'm going to take the Dr. Escort thing. I want some mess. I want some mess.
Moochie, you want to go to the streets? That's what you're trying to do? Here we go. We're going to the streets, people.
Let's get messy.
A prominent New York spinal surgeon's storybook marriage to a beauty queen has turned ugly after he found out about her secret life as a high-end hooker, call girl. Dr. Han Jo Kim wants to divorce former Miss USA contestant Regina Turner, alleging the beautiful model earned nearly $700,000 in cash from her paying clients while leading a lucrative double life before and after their November 27, 2015, wedding. Court documents obtained by the Daily News reveal. Divorce papers filed in Manhattan's Supreme Court detail how Kim found out shocking details about his darling wife in December 2020, 9 years after she served as Miss Connecticut in the annual Miss USA pageant. While using a computer in one of their $1 million homes, Kim discovered a raunchy message meant for Turner that revealed her sexual encounter with another man, the documents alleged. Kim found out other wealthy men were paying Turner for services, including a prominent businessman, a New Jersey-based real estate executive and an award-winning lighting designer, Kim says in court papers. Yet Turner claimed in January that her income was $0 and that she was totally dependent on Kim for support, papers read. Kim, meanwhile, is a very rich doctor at the New York Hospital for Special Surgery. He earned $3.2 million in 2018. The couple lived in an apartment on East 57th Street, in the Upper East Side, estimated to be worth $6.5 million. The couple also have a waterfront home on the North Fork of Long Island worth at least $2.5 million.
Face.
So he performing surgeries and she doing professionals. She's doing professionals. He performing surgeries and she performing
rub and tug.
Yeah, fellatio.
She doing rub and tug while he in there doing Now, here's the thing. How do you keep something like that
a secret?
A secret for what they say, 8 years, 9 years?
You mean to tell me he ain't feel the difference? He ain't feel that
Moochie, Whoa.
Damn, Mooch.
Moochie, what in the what? Moochie, what you? Oh my God! Oh my
Look,
God!
I'm not. That's as deep as I'm gonna go.
Wait a minute, Moochie. You make it
Something
sound
wrong
like
with
she
him.
took it. You make
No,
it.
Moochie, I guess he didn't go deep enough. So
You know.
Oh, wow.
Oh man! Oh my God, Larry, you or T-Boy got to defend the men on this. What? Let me say this then. Okay, since y'all want to degrade the length of the doctor's man part, when you got the kind of money he got, your shit can be as small as you want it to be. Take the wheel, brothers.
I mean, honestly speaking, I mean, how he can't be that green to not know. I'm pretty sure he got her within those same,
realms, right?
Realms, you know what I mean? So he couldn't be that green. And then on top of that, how much money do she need? I mean, you got a millionaire doctor, and you still going to get that money? Like what more do you want? Like,
do you think it could have been? First of all, she was Miss Connecticut. I don't understand how you couldn't parlay that into a book or something. So maybe she missed the limelight of being people just fawning over her good looks.
It ain't the looks they fawning over. I can tell you that.
I don't know. When you get people in those kind of positions, she was probably just bored.
Okay.
Boy, no, she probably just didn't want to. Couldn't get enough of it.
What in the world?
How much money can you spend? I didn't see that. I didn't hear anything about the children. If you miss whatever your job is, you have certain appearances here, but for the most part, you're looked up on for your beauty. She probably was bored. And it seems like, you're a doctor, surgeon. She's probably on call all the time. She wanted somebody to, admire her. And if I'm going to get admired, I might as well get paid for it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look, now I'm all for that.
She's lucky. She's lucky we live in modern times, because if you look biblically at divorce, it was a humane method of getting out of a marriage, because before, if your wife cheated on you, you were free to kill her. And she was a straight up hoe. I mean, this dude's over. I mean, she had absolutely no excuse. This dude is apparently an extraordinary provider. They're talking about he's making millions of dollars every year, $6 million mansion in downtown. They have a beach house and all that. And she's still out there tricking. This trick is still out there on the street.
Throwing it back, throwing it in the circle.
To probably him not being an attentive husband. For you to do
that's bullshit. That's where I have to call bullshit. No. Bullshit.
That's not excusing. Now she was probably, her getting paid to be an escort. That's totally different. But the attention-seeking side, I don't see somebody, because you have to be have a real strong work ethic to keep all of that up. She was bored, wanted some attention, and got paid for it.
I mean, she's right, because if you knocking it right, she's not going all them places.
I know. What happened?
Yeah, if you beating them brains right, she's gonna be tired. But apparently, she ain't get tired, because they said she made $700,000. I mean, how many penises you taking?
Hold on, Lamont. This is the thing, right? Hold on. So this is the thing. Women always talk about they want a dude who's successful, has a good career, does all this. Well, guess what? When a nigga's a doctor and he's working and he's got to put in hours because he's got surgery and he doesn't have time to pick up the cell phone or answer your text because he has somebody's damn gallbladder in his hand, well, he's not going to give you all the attention that you may think you want. But guess what? That was the dude you wanted. That was the lifestyle you wanted to live. So guess what? Every time you make a choice, there's an opposite, just like equal and opposite reaction. You want a dude that has a whole bunch of money and a fancy career that's prestigious, and well, guess what? He's not going to be able to give you all the attention that you want, because he has to pay all that attention to his career so that you get to have all that money and do all that shopping and live in the nice homes. You want a dude that can be up underneath you all the time and give you all the love and attention. Well, guess what? The nigga's not at work because he's giving you all the attention, so he's going to be a little bit broke. So you're going to have to go ahead and make compromises on one end or the other. So you can't just say, oh, well, I needed attention, and so I went ahead and start a damn escort business. If you need attention, buy a dog.
Start an escort business. She never stopped.
She
has some damn
kids
that are kids and not some random dude.
He didn't do due diligence on her and background check her. He just saw Miss
That
Connecticut
part.
and thought
Yup.
he wiped somebody up and thought she was beautiful.
Yeah, I wiped the beauty queen.
I walked the beauty
And
queen.
right,
Meanwhile,
ain't no beauty
she in
queen
the
going to
bed
get no
She-
real job, so
He
he knew
throwing
what
it
time
back
it
and
was.
everything.
throw on his PPE gear.
Right.
PPE gear. My God, you act like you wearing a full body glove. God, so
He needed to. She was a hoe. He needed to.
Boy.
oh my God.
No, you're right. You can't even call her a hoe. She wasn't a hoe. She was a whore.
They
She
sure.
was a
No,
bona fide
Larry,
whore.
you disrespecting the crowd. They said she was a high dollar hooker. Oh,
Yeah,
escort.
a whore.
Oh, hey man, that's a garden tool, my brother. I got one in my
She
yard.
was Miss
No,
Connecticut. If it
that's
was
a hoe. I'm
anybody
talking about a
else,
whore.
if it was anybody
What
else,
G Money
Yeah,
saying?
if, y'all, if she
Jackson.
was that, yeah.
she would have been a prostitute if it was anybody else. But
Yeah,
if
but
it's
Yeah.
her,
no.
she was a high-end escort.
Whore.
Mm.
G Money said she was a high price hoe.
Whore.
She ain't nothing but a high-priced hoe.
And you
Whore.
know what? I don't know. I guess to each their own, but I mean, how much do y'all think she was charging these men per hour to be making $700,000 in a year? Good God! I mean, it ain't no
This was
panty draws
in a year? It's
in a year. In the last year she worked. See, me and Larry on the mindset. Look, we don't care if women want to do that. We should make it legal so that y'all don't got to be going through these trafficking meals and all that. But if you're gonna do it, you at least owe it to your spouse to let him know this is what you're doing, so that he's not in the dark. Nobody wants to find out.
Let me ask y'all this.
He
though.
needs to be
She
able to
don't- he
protect
not-
himself.
He don't gotta pay nothing now, right? All that money she was making, she shouldn't get nothing.
Well,
That's not always the way it works.
yeah, because he had to dig and fish for those records. Now he's going to probably have to find out where she's hiding the
Where
money
was his
because
antennas at, man? What were you doing while she was flat backing? Like
he was
seriously?
probably working.
Some people trust
He was
themselves
working.
entirely, and
He was
they get
working.
caught off guard.
Like,
I know she probably got her back blown out and he come home from surgery. Oh, honey, not tonight. I'm tired.
Man, it's been a whole pandemic. Ain't that
It
many
was
surgeries going on?
700 a year.
That's probably how he
I'm sure
found
when
out.
he came, she was
Yeah, that's
honey,
probably how he
not
found
tonight,
out.
I'm
That's
tired.
probably how he found out because
So here's what he should do. Dude should go ahead, say he should take a leave of absence or quit his job and say the stress of this divorce is too much, and then divorce her ass and say I need spousal support because I don't currently have an income. And we know that her whole ass is making all kinds of money. She's making $700,000 a year. I need spousal support.
And then
Yes,
she lying to
yes,
the government. She lying to the government. She ain't reporting. Boy, she about to be in a world of trouble. She
And
might
now
have to let
every
this
time she
go.
lays on her
They
back,
might
she's
put the
working for
silver
him.
bracelets
So basically,
on
he's gonna turn her into he's gonna turn into a pimp. So just say, I need spousal support. So now every time you lay on your back, you're working for me. That's what he should do.
She might throw it in the air and it turn to sunshine. She might. I don't
Damn,
know.
damn, he done went Harlem Nights on it. Oh my, ladies and gentlemen, we done with this comment. That's it.
No,
That's
for real.
it.
If her stuff was that good, he probably would have found himself. He would have opened up a little GP practice so he can be home every night at 5 p.m. But her stuff wasn't that good.
I mean, he don't know. He
Larry.
can't reach it.
I don't know, Larry. People paying that kind of money, man. She got to be charging every bit of $1,000 an hour.
But it could have just been just off the strength of her being Miss Connecticut. You know,
Man, them dudes-
I
Them
get to
dudes
take
weren't
down
paying
Miss
her
Connecticut.
because of her. They were paying her to leave. That's all it
Ain't nobody
was.
want nothing from Connecticut.
They were paying her to leave. They don't pay her to. They
I'ma
don't
pay
pay her
for
because
it.
she's beautiful and all that to stay. They pay her to leave.
Right. If I'm gonna pay for it, it better be from an island. It ain't gonna be from no Connecticut. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
But fellas, we got to be honest about this thing.
I'm telling
It ain't
you,
always.
You don't get it because my channel is very small, and I get people trying to pay for nothing just to have a conversation. Can you send me a picture?
Oh, what you selling? What you selling?
You got an
I'm
OnlyFans
not
page?
saying.
You got an OnlyFans page?
You got an OnlyFans page? Let me find
I
out.
do
You
not. It's so easy to get proposition for stuff that you would never think a grown man with common sense would pay for. People pay for a lot of stuff.
I was about to
This
say.
is true.
I was about to say, you ain't got to be a good-looking woman to get dudes' attention and to get them to pay for stuff. You ain't got to be
Damn, that
good-looking.
sounded like a sideways insult.
No. I'm not talking about her. I'm just saying there's levels to this thing now. I mean, dudes are knock something back. You know, so I mean, because Larry,
evidently he wasn't knocking nothing back.
Oh,
And Ghost Blue said she had the good snapback.
Oh my God!
I don't think it had anything to do with him not knocking them boots out. I think she was just a hoe. There's certain way you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. There are certain chicks that are out there that are just gonna be hoes, and there's nothing you can do but to stop them. They're just gonna be that way. All you can do is recognize the hoes and stay away from them.
Hey Larry, tell Emmett that from the Shy.
Well, I think he recognized that when he snapped that box closed. You know. That's why he's up there sniffing around Keisha right now, trying to get her nose back open for him.
Well,
that's gonna happen.
Since you went there, Larry, we'll go there, and we'll have to kind of help struggle reviews on this one. We're gonna go to the Shy. So struggle reviews, just sit back for a minute and relax and let us.
What's up?
There you go.
That's why you be getting proposition because
exactly. Exactly. She probably doing all her videos on that bed.
Now hold on, Moochie, because you were just up here naked like a week ago.
Definitely
you was, Moochie, you got up here naked. I got a copyright strike and everything.
I mean, super chats all night for that
Moochie's up here. Moochie's an earner. She's up here with dudes super chat. They don't do it. All they do is super chat and just say Moochilla. That's it. She's just a straight earner.
Like it got us in trouble. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to the Shy now. Take a look at this trailer, then we'll pick it down for what is going to happen in the finale.
Everybody said that it couldn't be done, but I did it anyway.
If the police find out what you did, your ass is going straight to the pen.
I'll do whatever I have to do to get us back.
If I'm sick of this, who you want to be with? Me and Dante.
We're gonna find out who did this.
Larry, it's your turn. You on deck, my brother. I'm coming to you first. All I'm gonna say is it was Tracy all along. Take it away, Larry.
Well, what I'm going to say is, thank God, there's one episode left. Thank goodness.
Oh my God!
You know, can we go week to week on like Ted Lasso or something?
God almighty, that boy is sick.
What about Billions? We gotta get you on Billions, Lamont.
I love Billions.
Oh, we're down with Billions. We need to get everybody else down with it.
And it's about to come back on.
Yeah, but they're like 8 seasons deep, and it's hard to get people into a show that, you know. But we can just start off people who win it. Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm interested in seeing how this season plays out. I mean, to be honest with you, the only people on this show that I care about is Kev, Emmett, and Tiff. I give a damn about all the rest of them.
What about Keisha?
I'm sorry, not Tiff. I meant Keisha. I didn't mean
okay.
Tiff. Sorry. That's it. I don't care about the rest of them. I don't care if that fake little orchestrated drama between Nina and Dre. That whole storyline was so fake and contrived. It was just like I was like, come on, you're trying to keep this gay couple on the show. Get rid of them. They don't offer anything. If you're gonna bring a gay couple on the show, make them mean something.
Larry, wait a minute.
Trig and Monty's story means something.
Larry, wait a minute. Dre is a psychologist, man. Did you
see the garbage ass advice she gives? Man, I wouldn't want that woman anywhere near my mind. No, hell to the no.
My special guest, jump on in here. What do you think is going to happen in this finale? Are we going to find out any more clarity with the dude shooting? We're going to find out who's helping. And is Tiff really going to leave Emmett?
Look at her, looking like she's one cupcake away from being fat again. She might she might have ate that cupcake. Look at her.
Man, listen, I can't stand Tiff.
She got more ass in the front than in the back.
So what you saying? Like you saying people having sex with her in her belly button? That's what you trying to say?
Look at her. She look a mess.
Go ahead.
Doggone mess.
Right. Tiff is the reason guys become the way they become.
Oh, say that again, T.
Tiff is the reason, not all the time, but maybe 70% of the time, we don't like to admit it. Those kind of women are the reason we become the way we become. Sure enough, you want to hold me to my transgressions before we were married. I was really only 19, But yet, the moment when we give you what you want, the ring, the house, and everything else, you talking about something you like variety, and you're not even getting variety. You're getting one.
Like, and she doesn't even have the decency to make $700,000 a year.
Exactly. I can see if you had some real hustle about that thing. You just out here on the time with it.
Wait a minute. She getting her business together with Dom. Have y'all forgot she's on the cusp?
She's out there giving them cookies away for free.
No, she's not giving them. She is not giving those weed-laced cookies.
I'm not talking about the weed one. I'm talking about them other cookies.
Yeah. But you said
she's giving them away for free.
Yeah,
if you're gonna go out there hoeing and ruin your marriage, at least go ahead and make at least the beauty queen got up there and made herself a millionaire, making $700,000 a year.
Oh, we going to a sex party? Yeah, okay.
Come on. Get the hell up out of here.
Moochie, what you want to say?
Up there getting propositioned by a dude looking moister than Duncan Hines.
Wow. The question is, are we going to see the brat on here again?
Yes, we're going to see the
brat. What do I see her for with her little sagging pants? Looking like she came straight out of she looked like the brat looked like she had just walked off of Raising Canaan. Like she hadn't changed that same old broken 90s style. Come on.
Larry always trying to merge these shows.
Probably wearing cross colors too.
Here we go.
He always trying to merge the show. So Moochie, what do you think is going to happen with Gemma finds out who really and truly killed? Well, I ain't gonna say killed because I don't think he's dead. When she finds out who put her daddy in the hospital, is she gonna go ahead and get that perm?
I don't think she's gonna get a perm, but I want to know if they're gonna be all for trying to do all of this Scooby-Doo investigating to find out who beat her daddy up.
Look! She got Jake all underneath the ceiling fan, laid up and smiling and all this whatnot, cutting and fighting, and she want to know who hurt her daddy. Damn it! And she need answers.
What's she gonna do?
She gonna call her mama.
What's her mama? Her mom. We haven't seen her mom yet. Her mom don't want her.
Her mama is a lawyer, a senator, or something special.
Her mom left her with her daddy because she didn't want her.
Yeah,
exactly.
She didn't want her, but she's gonna want her now because you're not gonna kill or attempt to kill the father of my baby. That's what the mama gonna say, and she's gonna come back. And
I think that's a lot of wishful thinking.
Yeah, well, I got to do something, Larry, because
the mama is gonna be Max from Living Single.
Now we know it looks like Tracy and Laverne was in cahoots together, like I said.
See,
her mama was probably living in Nuck's house.
Your boy go do digging for y'all. I went digging for that picture, Moochie. I went digging. This is my last thing I got for you, Moochie. I'm gonna jump you in here. What's going on with Kevin? Why he looking like he done seen a ghost?
I wonder if maybe Dre is going to say something to him about bringing that girl here, because she knows her story.
Oh yeah, good point. Good, damn, Moochie, you be on it, man. That's why you a YouTuber.
You be watching.
Yeah, Moochie be. If you ever need somebody to help you out, you need to get Moochie on your team struggle. She be taking them notes.
I'll tell you what, if Dre and Nina say anything to Kev, I hope Kev just says, you know what? You guys can tell me what to do when you decide you want to be parents again. Until then, step back.
Oh my
right now you're nothing but a housing.
You don't tell black parents that black women that ain't good.
Man, these two chicks don't. Kev is up there going through all kinds of shit, and they're up there going to costume parties.
I told y'all the last 2 episodes I wanted to take all 6 of my earrings out and roll around on the ground and fight with Nina. And
then when somebody wants to call Nina out, she wants to go get a bottle of wine or 3 and get drunk and get mad and get mad at folks.
About him.
Now see, Moochie, if you would have got into it with Nina, she might would have got turned on. I'm just saying. You saw what happened with her and the brat. The brat ain't had to do
sucks, bro.
You know who they should have had together? They should have got Nina and Ronnie together. Those two could have just lived happily drunk under the bridge. You know?
Yep. They could have. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
we do damn drunkards.
We're going to leave it right there with our predictions, and we have made it finally to the very last thing we're going to cover. This is Larry's story. It's Simone Biles. She pulled out the Olympics. I can't wait to hear what Larry's got to say about this. Here we go.
Simone Biles is sharing her gratitude for the people by her side at the Olympics. She posted 2 photos to Instagram on Friday, one in which she's being embraced by her coach, Cecile Concato-Landy, and another sitting next to Team USA's medical trainer, Marsha Faustin, writing in her caption that she's, quote, forever thankful to have such an amazing support system. The post comes after Biles' unexpected exit from the women's gymnastics team final and the individual all-around final at the Tokyo Summer Games this week. On Thursday, she opened up in her Instagram stories about her mental health struggles, specifically feeling lost in the air during routines. Alongside clips of her practice in Tokyo, Biles responded to those who believe she quit when she chose to withdraw, writing in one story, "For anyone saying I quit, I didn't quit. My mind and body are simply not in sync. I don't think you realize how dangerous this is." Biles calls the condition twisties and says she started experiencing it after the women's gymnastics qualifying event. In an Instagram Q&A, she described it like this: "Literally cannot tell up from down. It's the craziest feeling ever, not having an inch of control over your body." She went on to add, "What's even scarier is since I have no idea where I am in the air, I also have no idea how I'm going to land or what I'm going to land on." Biles also clarified that there's no set time frame that the twisties go away, but in the past, it has sometimes taken her 2 weeks to overcome the sensation.
Now, Larry, let me give you some context here. I've heard a lot of men come out and pretty much say that, you know, she's soft. Pierce Morgan came out with his smushy ass and had something to say. And don't get me started on him. He's the wrong person to be talking about somebody soft.
Pick a finger.
Then we had not Colin Coward, but I think it was Jay Bill is one of them talking that mess. And let us not forget his ass got kicked out of Wake Forest for stealing a bracelet that he's wearing to this day. And I didn't even know you could steal something and still wear it. I didn't know you could get away with that, but his ass is, okay?
I guess he got kicked out. He's like, I'm going to keep it. I earned it.
Yeah, I guess so. But Larry, it's a new day and age, which is what a lot of these dudes aren't getting. But I'm interested to hear, what do you feel about Simone Biles pulling out?
I'm gonna wait till I want to see what the other people on the panel have to say, because I have a few things to say about it. I don't want to pepper anybody's opinions.
Go ahead, T.
I mean, well, let me preface this by saying, I mean, I definitely feel anyone in any industry should take care of themselves. But with that being said, I just don't like how all of a sudden everything is mental illness. You know, even though I agree, if she felt like this before, she didn't have to wait till the Olympics to do this. You know, I don't think that it suited her any worse or better to wait up until now. You know, she could have walked through that slowly but surely, went and took some time off beforehand and figured it out that she wanted to come here or not. But be that as it may, she's the GOAT at what she does. So when you're the GOAT, I mean, I kind of feel like hats off to pretty much anything you kind of want to do until it's proven otherwise. You know, she don't really have anything to prove. So I just didn't feel like she had to wait so long to do it, to take care of herself. But and like I said, I don't want to sound insensitive, because I definitely feel like, you know, everyone has to have that mode to get themselves checked out. But, you know, it's one of them things that we're going to always shoot at the king or shoot at whoever's at top for whatever reason.
Moochie, I'll get you in there, but let me add this. I want you guys to keep in mind, she is one of the gymnasts that was molested by that dude from Michigan.
I just was going to say that.
I want you guys to keep that in the back of your mind.
I was just going to say that, and a lot of people don't know that.
But I'm saying that story been out. She's been harassed. All of a sudden, now you all over in Tokyo. Now it's an issue.
Could be. You don't. I mean, we don't know what triggered it, and like she said, it happens suddenly and can last 2 weeks. We don't know, but Moochie, jump on in there.
Okay, y'all know what's going on with her brother, right?
No, what's going on with her brother?
Her brother just got acquitted for
murder.
A murder.
Oh.
And the person who was murdered, family, was saying the only reason why he got off was because of her. She's got to go with that pressure, plus the molestation thing, and they said that she's also has ADHD, and they told her she couldn't take her medication there too. So she's probably off because of that too. And why you laughing? What? I'm just mentioning it.
Oh my God!
I'm just saying what they. This is what I'm saying. But look, they want to. I feel like it's with this whole thing. I feel like it's an attack on the black girls.
Okay.
As far as with her, Shikari, and Osaka.
Wait,
I agree.
I just feel like it's just an attack on it right now. You better put that mute on that.
Now let struggle reviews jump on in there. So struggle reviews, what do you think about it?
I'm like somewhere in between Moochella and T, because I totally get what T's saying, how everything is, thrown in there with mental illness. And there's such a stigma on mental illness that I think it needs to be handled with more care. And I think there was a way for her to go about, bowing out or what have you, without just throwing like, oh, I'm just, I'm dealing with mental illness, because I don't think it's that. But I do know about, the situation with her brother. I even seen there's a video with the mom reacting to the verdict. Like, it's real intense. And when you listen and you get the facts, it does feel like, there's favoritism just because of who he's related to. But that in mixture with, the pressure that she's been under, them kind of being wishy-washy as far as how they're rating her with her scores, the thing with the coach, I think it's just so much on her shoulders. And she just decided, you know what, I just want to bow out. Or I just need to take some time for me. But I think she could have did that without just chalking it up to a mental illness, because I really don't think it's that.
I agree with that. I don't think it's totally that. I think it was just stress too.
Yeah.
And they decided to label that.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is what I'm thinking, right? Everybody deals with high pressure situations at some point in their life. We know that she knows how to deal with it because she's dealt with it before. And I'm not saying that whatever led up to this wasn't real. I'm not saying that she didn't have the twisties or whatever else. Mm-hmm. She probably should have just said, she probably should have left the whole mental health thing off the table and just said, I'm suffering vertigo, which is causing me to have the twisties. Because people could have just said, oh yeah, they could have looked it up. Vertigo. Oh, it causes you to get dizzy and lose your sense of balance. And people could have, it's a medical thing. People could have just said, yeah, I have vertigo. It's giving me the twisties. I can't compete because it's dangerous right now for me. Everybody's okay with people who suffer medical issues. When you have mental health issues, it's medical to a certain point, but this whole idea about the pressure's too great, all this, a lot of people get really upset when you start talking about team sports. If she dropped out of the individual, like people looked at like what Naomi Osaka did a little bit different because she didn't quit on a team. She quit on herself and decided she wasn't going to compete. Well, when your team is up there and you're heading into a gold medal round and then all of a sudden you decide you're going to quit and your team gets silver and the Russians get gold, people are friggin' pissed.
Yeah.
They are pissed. Like, we could have had gold if you would have stayed on there. And if you couldn't have done it, you should have never have to put yourself in the place that we should have had somebody else out there to begin with.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that really, really pisses me off and is making me upset. And I don't think this has anything to do with black girls. I think it just has to do with the way things are right now. I see so many people up there celebrating, celebrating Simone Biles, celebrating Naomi Osaka, celebrating Shikari Richardson, and they get up there, we have to take care of our mental health. We have to do this to protect our mental health, and they're celebrating these women. And I'm thinking to myself, the only one that really has any, that if I'm going to choose one of them to try and celebrate at all, possibly it's Naomi Osaka, because she went out there and didn't quit on her team. And she didn't do anything wrong. She just decided, you know what? My head's not in there. I'm going to go ahead and drop out of the tournament. I'm not going to compete in the next one because my head's not in the game. She wasn't like she was playing doubles and quit on her partner or anything. Like, she just decided I need a break. So she took a break. Well, Shikari Richardson, she went and smoked some damn dope. You know you shouldn't do that. You ruined your opportunity. You ruined the opportunity for I mean, maybe we'll win the 4x1 gold, but you ruined that opportunity for yourself. And it was just stupid. It was a bad representation for us. When you look at Simone Biles, she quit in the middle of the team event. It's terrible that it happened. I get it. but I don't want these women celebrated for quitting. Like I get that you have to take care of yourself. Hear me out. Hear me out. I understand that you have to take care of yourself, and I'm not saying that we should dog them. And this is why I had this conversation with a good friend of mine where he was really dogging her. I was like, look, I don't think we should dog the women. I'm not saying we should call them names or call them quitters or call them all kinds of things or make fun of them. We shouldn't do any of that. But we should not also celebrate that they quit or celebrate that they stopped. You don't celebrate that stuff. You deal with it, and then you celebrate when people win. When the other stuff happens, you deal with that. You help them. You don't shame them, but you don't celebrate it. There's nothing to celebrate with that. It sends a bad message to tell people if you want attention, then go off and say, oh, I couldn't handle the pressure. And then they go and get everyone goes to shower and want attention and say, oh, poor thing, we're going to get you through this. And the other side, I mean, I'm reading articles today talking about, what's her name, Suni Lee. They're saying Suni Lee won the individual gold while Simone Biles watches from the stand. Why the fuck do they have her name in that conversation? This woman just won gold. She is the first one of her ethnicity to win a gold medal for this, and her name is mentioned in conjunction with somebody else who quit on their team. Why is Simone Biles' name even mentioned in that same sentence? That shit pisses me off.
I mean, come on. She is like the GOAT of that, you know.
She's not a GOAT. You goats don't quit. Goats don't quit. Did you see Michael Jordan quit when he was down there? Michael Jordan couldn't even damn near walk, and he was up there throwing up threes. Goats don't quit.
Larry,
okay, so let me ask you this. What if she would have injured herself?
No.
Everybody would have said, oh, she should have just stopped and she wasn't feeling up to it.
Right. And I'm not saying she shouldn't have quit. Moochie, I'm not saying she shouldn't have quit. I'm saying that she's not the GOAT.
But
I'm not saying she shouldn't have quit. I'm saying she's not the GOAT.
Who's better?
Nadia Comaneci?
Prior to this, what about
Mary Lou
everything
Retton?
she's done before? What about everything
Dominique
that she
Dawes?
represents?
Hell no, not no Dominique Dawes.
She's won just as many
gold medals. One of the girls had a bad injury. They was talking about her the other night and she had a bad injury where they sent her back out there, and that ended her career. That was it for her.
I understand that. And I'm not saying, you misunderstand what I'm saying.
So what is she to do then?
You misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Simone Biles should have continued on if she felt that she was incapable of doing so. I'm just saying by not being able to continue on makes her not the GOAT. That's what it is. Being the GOAT means that you are doing your best. It also means you have the physical and mental stamina and ability to be the best under all those conditions. She wasn't able to do that, so she's not the GOAT.
What about everything she did before?
Right.
What about what she did before?
There's other female gymnasts that have done the same thing that she's done. As far as medals and competition.
She's the most decorated besides Michael Phelps.
In the air, like
Simone Biles would have come through this Olympics and lived up to the expectations that people had thought, where she would have gone in there, won some gold medals. She could have easily come out and said, I'm the GOAT. She could have then at that point just said, the pressure's too much. I don't ever want to go through this again. And everybody would have been fine with it.
They was talking about even rating her different because of her skills.
And she's not the GOAT.
Because her skills surpassed everybody.
Well,
doesn't matter if you can't do them in competition because you broke down mentally.
I'm going to say this.
T, don't look at me like that. I'm just saying what other people have been thinking. It's like, yes, I get it. It sounds sour, but the fact of the matter is, it is hard truth. If you have these great abilities, but you can't do them because the pressure got to you.
But you are discrediting her legacy. You're discrediting everything she did before.
I'm not discrediting everything she did. I'm just simply saying she's not the GOAT. She shouldn't have put that GOAT on her uniform until after the Olympics. Because before then, right now she's one of the best, but she's not the greatest of all times. And if she comes back maybe the next Olympics and decides she wants to go at it again and she goes and wins more gold.
Besides Michael Phelps, who's done better?
Huh?
Besides Michael Phelps, who's done better?
As far as winning golds?
I mean, just as far as in your field, who's done better? The GOAT means you're the greatest pretty much of this time or in your industry. We're not talking about why you retired.
I can think of a number of Olympians that I would say that are great. I mean, you have Usain Bolt, you have Allison Felix, you have Katie Ledecky, You have all kinds of different people that have done great in their field. I mean, you can look at other Black women that have done great even in gymnastics. There's
more than Simone in her field.
Huh?
More than Simone in her field.
There are other people that have done just as well in her field. I don't feel like she has surpassed what other people have done. There are people that are, I would say, that are equal to, but she hasn't gone. She's not better than. She may be equal to the best.
There's one reason why she's better,
but not better.
There's one reason why she's better. There's one reason why she's better, and she supplants everybody else. No other gymnast has a vault named after them because no other gymnast has been able to do it to win. Mm-hmm. So that alone, you could say she's the best. But I'm trying to get down.
Well, we can also make the argument that Nadia Comaneci is the best because she scored perfect 10s. We haven't seen that.
You can make that argument.
Yeah, but what year was that? Like that was like the 80s.
Oh, so now we're going to
don't matter.
Michael Jordan 30 years ago. People still say he's the best.
You can make that argument. But at the end of the day, the reason why everybody's giving her credit is because, number one, she's a female. Number two, she's Black. And to actually say that mental health is something that is just as corrosive as you going out there breaking your wrist and having to withdraw is why people are giving her courage and giving her points.
And that's fine. Doing. I'm not saying that we should punish her for it. I'm not saying that at even one iota am I saying we should punish her for it. I'm simply saying we don't celebrate it. I don't want to celebrate somebody quitting for any reason. I don't care what it is. I'm just saying you can take whatever reason that they had to quit and you take them and you build them up stronger and you get them to what they need so that they can perform up to what they want to perform, the level they want to perform at. But I'm not going to celebrate them quitting.
So you don't think that they're celebrating the fact that she's having courage to say I need to withdraw for mental health, and you can't separate that from quitting? Because if we take your general logic, Larry, anytime we have someone who decides that, okay, I broke my leg, I can't play sports no more, and then the crowd is applauding that man because he's giving them the thumbs up and he's getting wheeled out, we shouldn't be supporting that either.
Let me give you a bit of contrast, Lamont. Let me give you a bit of contrast. We had a Chinese woman who I think it was just yesterday, gave a national apology because she won a silver medal in table tennis. They had never lost table tennis before. They had always brought home gold. She felt like her winning silver was an actual loss because it is. Let's be honest. You either win or you lose. And if you win silver, you've gotten a silver medal. You got second place. If you get bronze, you got third place. But what that means is that you're second and third loser. You didn't win. That's what it is. And that's a harsh reality people don't like to talk about. But the rest of the world is still playing by these rules, like you win or you lose. Now it's different if you come from some little tiny nation somewhere in the Andes mountain and you're just happy to be in the Olympics and you happen to win a medal. That's a big deal. When you are the United States of America or Russia or China or Great Britain, the rules are different for you. The expectations are different for you.
You're moving the goalpost with that, bro. But I get the sentiment, though.
I could get it if she never won any medals before.
Right.
And
I'm not saying that she's not great. She's just not the
Larry, I'm gonna pause you, my brother. When I reply to you, give me time to talk. Give me some time to talk.
Go ahead, man.
It does not matter to me that she pulled out on this one for mental health because mental health is dealing with the brain. The brain controls everything in the body. If your brain ain't there, you're not there. She's already won before, Larry. You can't put her in the same category as these other people because she's already won. And so people aren't celebrating that she quit. People are celebrating that she had the courage to say, you know what? Mentally, I'm not functioning and I'm pulling out because of that. Now, whether the games go on or not is fine. But if we go by your logic, Larry, anytime somebody has any injury, a broken wrist, a broken hand, and they have to pull out, they're a quitter in your logic.
No, what I'm saying
yes, they are, because mental health is just as important to the body as any of your extremities, as any of your guts, as anything else. Somebody start throwing up on the basketball court.
What I'm saying is there are times where people can no longer physically compete. I get that. Or mentally, I guess, if you want to say that. I mean, I guess
Right.
the mental is all part of the physical. It's part of your brain. It's part of your chemistry.
Exactly.
But the thing is that when if somebody pulls a muscle and they can't compete and they come out and they say, I pulled my hamstring, I can't compete in the finals, I just can't do it, I don't want to risk injury so severe that I can no longer have a career, people don't turn around and say, oh, we're going to celebrate him because he made a good decision to pull out of this race and and he made such a conscious decision. They just say, geez, that's too bad. I hope he recovers and gets well later. And they encourage him to go and take care of himself. They don't celebrate him for his decision that he made. This whole idea that we need to celebrate people for making a decision because they couldn't, because the pressure got too great for him and they had to pull out because of mental health reasons. Fine. You do
Larry,
that. No one's saying you should be condemned for it, but you don't need to be celebrated for it either.
So,
They're not per se. Hold on, struggle. Larry, they're not per se celebrating.
They are. Read the articles. They exactly
Larry,
are.
I said, Larry, when I reply to you, give me time to talk before you jump back in. I can't even get my point out, and you about to blow my ears off. They are regarding this girl simply because in the black community, having mental health has been taboo, and you ain't supposed to say nothing about it. Hell, in the white community, if you got mental health issues, you ain't supposed to talk about it. So we're trying to encourage these people that if you have mental health issues, it is okay to say, I need to step back. And that's all it's all about. All this other stuff you're talking is in the same category as if you broke your arm, you broke your leg. It's the same thing. They're celebrating her because in our community especially, mental health is something that is a taboo. You ain't supposed to say it. You're supposed to suck it up, swallow it. We have seen just from the NFL what mental health issues can do to your life later on. That's all they're doing. Simple as that.
So let me ask you this.
I just want to ask Larry, if she had gone out and she wasn't her 100% and she was feeling everything that she's feeling, but in your logic, if she had gone out and continued on, then that would have made her the GOAT. Even like she's not even to her full capacity. That what makes her the best at what she does. But she just persevered, and that just would have made her the GOAT to you. That she just continued on, even if it wasn't her 100% best.
No, if she went out there and competed and put out her best and won, she would have been the GOAT. If she would have went out there and put in her best and she still would have lost, she would not have been the GOAT. The GOAT means you are winning. The GOAT is not given to someone because they like you or because you have done things and people want to give you accolades because they say that they like who you are or anything else. The GOAT means you go out there and you beat everybody else every time those people are competing against you and you win. That makes you the GOAT.
No,
that is, and she didn't do that, so you don't get GOAT status.
If Tom Brady says, I can't compete this season because I have mental issues or I'm taking care of my mental self, does that erase him being the GOAT? No.
No, because Tom Brady's already the GOAT. Somebody else would have to beat you and have to take the GOAT from him.
She's already the GOAT.
She wasn't already the GOAT, though. She wasn't already the GOAT.
Yes, she was.
She wasn't.
Well,
she was equal. There are other people that were equally as great as her, but she wasn't the GOAT.
First of all, I got to rebuff that because Tom Brady ain't the GOAT. That's Joe Montana, damn it. No, I'm just
come
playing.
on, don't drink the Kool-Aid.
I'm just playing.
Come on,
ladies
man.
and gentlemen, we got to get out of here,
I actually
man.
agree with you a little bit.
There's somebody crying. It's been a great show. Be sure to subscribe to Struggle Reviews TV. Hopefully, we'll have her back. Be sure to subscribe to Larry Moochie and check out my boy T on the podcast. You guys were glad that you guys came through.
All
Happy to have you. So until that next Sexy as Hell video, I gotta run.
Whoa. I'm a bad